Okay. So again, as I said at first, and coming back on my rightful subject, I want to leave positive. I still felt like number two wasn't positive. But I want to pray for these young girls because the Lord had placed it in my heart, especially young women, because Tyler and Bob and guys like them that are involved, I see the Baptist Coalition head, and I believe they're splitting apart. Obama may have just used them to walk into. I know he want to say he's Baptist, he want to say he's Muslim. He said on the news the other day that he was Muslim. You know, we don't know who Obama is. We don't know. The man done lied about everything, right? I'm not trying to fight with, I'm just saying, I just believe that, I just hate to see things done this way. I know that it may be too many of them. You know, we could cast sentences on them. You know, we could if anything, y'all, we can let society know. We can put them on TV, walk them in so that someone would say, okay, yes, he did it. We want to know, we want to see internationally, we want to see it on TV. We want to know that it is occurring, and you know it's occurring. I mean, we want to see, I could care less about the FBI. I can't stand these big bullies that walk around here because they got a pen and a badge. That's all they have is a pen and a badge. I can care less about them. I'm not running in fear from any one of them, whether it's the FBI, CIA, or the government, because they're wrong. And if we all run in fear, America would be contaminated with their filthy ways. There are ways you can run a country without being criminals. You have criminals. You're stealing government money. You're buying drugs yourself. You're selling drugs yourself. You're murdering more people than the convicts. And you say this is part of the government, and I cannot go with that. I cannot deal with that. You cannot get out there and kill somebody because you want to. You cannot force a woman to have sex. You cannot molest children and get away with it. You cannot do it in America. So if we have this stuff going on in America and the FBI just sitting up here and we can't see them and they want to stay hidden and they're afraid and our military is not been sent out because it's too contaminated, I believe the government has already failed. So fire them all. Just like you don't have time to show us or go through a judgment of who's right or who's wrong with criminals, we don't have time to say who's right and who's wrong with the government. Let them all go. And let's not forget to because they leave with government equipment. We need to put them behind some kind of bars so we find out what's in place and what's not in place. We need to hold the government in some type of cell, every last one of them, until we go through and do an inventory of where's our products. We need our merchandise. We need to know who's on satellite. Because I don't agree, y'all. I'm telling you this. I don't agree with just because you have money putting you on satellite. That's where they first went wrong. We have criminals on satellite looking at women naked. Police officers, anyone can go into the force now. You're caught on satellite, and I know if you can go all the way back in my past, if you can see what happened to me when I was at birth, you can see who's on satellite and what they're looking at. And when you see these old fogey stogie men looking at these women in the shower, they should be put behind bars. I believe that. I believe we can contain this. But when you have men in position, men are going to back the ways of men. Men are going to back the ways of men. And I don't want to be racist or, biased on gender. But men will back the ways of men. Women, the majority of us, we don't want to sit up there and look at some naked man. I can care less about you naked. Men, they're so fleshly because they're strong-minded. Everything goes their way. They get so arrogant, and arrogant mixed with pride is terrible. They're already arrogant because they're in the position. Then men are prideful naturally. They're hard-headed, some of them. And then you mix all that stuff together and put them in government. God, even the way he does us is he humiliates us. He puts us at the point of humility before he really uses us. Because pride, haughtiness, that doesn't go together with being arrogant, having a big head. And that's how men are. That's the way he made men, to be strong. And sometimes they're strong teeters over into other areas. They're supposed to be strong and domineering, but sometimes they get hard-hearted. Hard-hearted is really what's make you strong. It's rejecting things. Oh, God, I'm trying to preach, and I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach. But being able to reject things in life and stay up is what strength is. And that's what men was made with. And things in life knocks them down, and treatments of life, parenting, even love can knock a man down from being strong, domineering. Too much love, can make him bow down and not stand up as a man. He needs to have a balance. And sometimes he is strong, but he doesn't know how to, as they say, differentiate, if I said the word right, the difference in stand up and harden up. Because too many men are hardening up and they're not standing up. And there is a difference. But nevertheless, we can't contain what is going on in life. If I can put back on America, yes, I am from America, but not everyone in America are Americans. And so if I can throw back in their face that according to the news, that which is right, because the news, which I believe the news should be thrown out too. We don't need men who are fearful. That's my whole thing, my whole take on this. We got to separate what's government from what's civilians. And government goes in and they want to take over the entities of civilians. They want to control it. And so you want to put on, no, you need someone strong enough to say, you know what? I need a system that's going to cover me. I need a system that's going to cover me while I do my job. Because we have government and people cannot sufficiently do their or effectively do their job because of government. And government nowadays, any drug dealer out on the street with no education, if he's powerful enough, if he got enough intimidation in him to intimidate people in the government, he'll get a job. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I want to preach again. If he can get you afraid of him, because you know, we get these men, that criminals, oh my God, don't make me have to preach. We normally hire these educated men. So, you know, educated men are not strong. Not all over. I'm telling you. When we get strong men, we want to look at people in their physique and say, okay, we're going to put you over here in the police department. You smart, we're going to put you over here, you know. And they don't have any strength. And so you have someone in HR department and he's just smart. And then you have this drug dealer who's powerful. And he found a scheme to get into the government. And that happened a long time ago, y'all. This didn't just happen. And so our government is filled with criminals because that's why we started approving criminal activities. Come on now. When you start approving of criminal activity and say, okay, we're in the government, we can do it. And you don't care about your country. Do you not know to get in the government, it takes very little education now. Very little education. If you really want education, you hire somebody from another country and say, I know you love America. I'll leave you over here if you come over here and think for me. I want to be in the highest position, but if you think for me. And some of them don't have enough strength because they're smart. And so they don't try to reign. They'll just stay right up under that criminal and continue to do his work. Oh, my God. And that's what happened to America. That's happened to our government facilities. How do you think we can smuggle drugs through the UPS and CPS system and no one ever finds out for years? And then we get into government buildings and we pack drugs in boxes and no one wants to inspect the boxes because it has government seal on it. I even believe today, and I prophesied this to you, you may have equipment coming over from other countries and it's nothing but drugs. Because drug is illegal. It depends on who's selling them. Crack cocaine come right across the borders if it's government who's sending it. Oh, my God. You're not trying to keep our kids secured. You're not trying to keep them protected. You over here in America and you sending drugs over here, but you're saying the drug, that's not protecting. You know, when we make a law, we saying this is not good for America. We means not even government. Government can't even bring that stuff over here. But yet, we find a loophole and say, okay. But it does make money, y'all, and we do need some money over here. This is a great way to export and import. You know, we find an excuse for allowing it to come, as long as the little people don't do it. And we find that people in government has absolutely the same amount of knowledge as that little, as you call, thug on the street who's selling the same thing you're selling. You have no knowledge of it. In fact, you put it into bigger hands. You send it out to our children, too. You putting it in schools, too. Once it comes to you and you over, you can care less who's selling it for you. But then you'll fight like hell to get off the street when it's not in your name. Oh, my God. That's government. Government has always been screwed up. And yet we say that's just government. We get afraid of them. No one really want to fight. We wait for one Martin Luther King to come. Because we're afraid and intimidated that these people are going to kill us. You got to get to the point that if you kill me, oh well. Because the way this society is going, to kill us will probably be better. That's the way I feel. I know some of you want to live life because you have family members. But here I am. I'm trying to go to an encouraged point. I keep hitting the government. I guess whenever you deal, I probably have to totally go off the subject of a government in order to get to an encouraging part. But I want to motivate and encourage these people that are going through committing suicide. Don't commit suicide. I prophesied to you. A better day will come. There is a God. And asteroids are not, oh, come on, shit, he cannot see. Asteroids are not the only thing he will, oh, my God. He's not going to just throw asteroids. You're going to see that better day if you hold on. Just let him do what he's doing. God has a plan for all of us.